awesome today. Hello. Oh, I'm getting so beyond over this flu. It's just, I am feeling better though. I know I don't look it, but I'm feeling a little bit better. Okay, ladies and gents, if I get gents here, maybe one or Ben or Daniel. Um, I just want to remind you as well, if you're watching this and you have friends that you think will enjoy this content, then please, send them an invite or, subscribe or anything like that because, this does go out onto YouTube as well. Not every episode goes onto YouTube. If I do cards and there's more personal things, then I tend to just leave them in the closed group. And if you are watching on YouTube and you want to come over to Lifetime to Level Up on Facebook, we have this closed group so we can, you know, talk shit. Anyway, let's have a look because I feel like there's someone there. There, good morning, Deb. How are you? See, I know when it's saying no, it's saying zero, it's saying no, but there you are. All right, so we still have the moon in Scorpio. It is at 28 degrees of Scorpio right now, and it changes into Sagittarius at 11:25 a.m. All right, so good morning, Ange. How are you? All right, so now there's a few things that the moon is doing today, and like I said, it changes at 11:30. So that is when. Oh, good morning, Cara from the desert. Oh, lucky you. Oh, I could just feel that dry heat then. Oh, feels good. All right. Okay, so when the moon moves into Sagittarius, there's also a trine to Neptune at that time. So if you're feeling the weight or the depth of this Scorpio moon right now, we have that, I always talk about those biorhythms and then, the decline and then the up and out, and of all of them, the most I love Scorpio, of course. Good morning, Alicia. So, we come up and out of Scorpio and we're rising phoenix light in like into that Sagittarian. Or, while we're down in those depths, we draw our bows and then let go so that we can, ultimately go towards our goals and purposes. Good morning, Susan. How are you? So, in the words I wrote, so sorry, that 11:30 mark, that's that little bit of a dreamy transition time, all right? Going from Scorpio into Sag. Good morning, Kathy. And then that trine to Neptune, all right? So around that 11:30, yeah, maybe not as full on a moment. I don't know. Anyway, so once the moon moves into Sag, then we have a sextile to Pluto. Good morning, Sean. How are you? All right, and I like this one because, like I said, it's going into Sagittarius. So we've got philosophy, spirituality, that higher education, that higher thought system, where we're looking up into the universe and questioning life. And anyway, at that same time, at 1:30, we have a sextile to Pluto. And so a sextile to Pluto can be sometimes us causing shit because we want to know more or we're trying to dig, we're poking because there's something hidden that we want to know more about. So just be aware of that today, that if there is trouble a brewing, it's because you want to know more and you're willing to, like I said, poke the bear to get that more awareness of a situation. All right, and I like that. So now I'm going to read the words because I thought, like, I've done a little bit of stuff this morning and it was all very specifically flavorful. All right, so there are times when we must look in the mirror and be honest with ourselves about what is really looking back at you. All right, this is absolutely not a bad thing. You can't grow if you don't know what needs to be tended to. Look deeply into your own eyes and be honest and compassionate about what looks back from the depths of your soul. All right. And then we soar above it all. Now, in a general sort of sense this minute, good morning, Jay. We've still got this sun in Cancer, all right? We've been doing this ancestral family lineage, early childhood conditioning, those really deep inner feels, and plus with the Saturn, blah, 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 all the things. And so here we are with this Scorpio moon where we're digging and investigating. That's still the PI sign, that private investigator. And like I said, that poke the bear because I want to know what's on the other side of the closed box. So here we are today. We're making these realizations about what these deep feelings are. We could have associated them with experiences from the past. We've just had that Chiron experience with the Sun square Chiron. Remember, this is all that family stuff that we're dealing with. So maybe we're coming up and out of it, and the honesty of looking at yourself and going, oh, okay, I get where that comes from. All right. And with this information, we're also like, what's the reality of what needs to be done now to transform ourselves? All right. Because in 6 days, we're moving into Leo. All right, so we get some pride back, and we're willing to put the good clothes on, and we're willing to be seen in public, whereas Cancer is more withdrawn because we're thoughtful and contemplative. Like I've said to you the other day, that I haven't done any social media other than the group. I just was like, I'm going to fully retreat and rest and just gather myself so that when I come back out of this rest period, I'm going to want to be doing it. And I am. I'm starting to feel like I want to go and put myself back out there and advertise and tell people that I exist, that the group is existing. So sorry. Okay. Whew, shiny thing. Now, in your experiences today, now there is also an inconjunct to Hydrea, all right? And so I know for myself this morning, I found myself looking at intermittent fasting, and I'm getting prepared to I mean, look, in my general sense, on Sunday, my progressed moon moves into Libra. So I'm actually having a pretty specific shift in energy life-wise in the coming days. So this is an extra layer of why I'm looking at how can I change my physical appearance. Like I'm quite fine with how I am. I know that I do the work both physically, mentally, spiritually, like I'm good, but I'm feeling that need. Good morning, Sally. I'm feeling that need to aesthetically change. All right. So, like I said, that's that shift into Libra. Libra from Virgo. Virgo is very plain Jane. Moving into Libra, it's much more aesthetically pleasing. So, but it just sort of made me aware that, like when you do stand there and you look at yourself and you're honest and compassionate about what you're feeling, all right. So, we're like, do you feel like you need to transform in some way? Is there some sort of transition happening for you that you must do something different now? You know what I mean? So, and again, it's sometimes when we have those, oh, I've got to change, it's like we're dragged along kicking and screaming, and this is not the point of what's happening right now. The point of what's happening right now is I'm willingly going to pull that bow back and shoot forth, because ultimately I want to end up there. So what are the things in your life right this minute that you are wanting to change, not being dragged kicking and screaming and must change? It's not like you've gone to the doctor and he's gone, you are overweight and you must diet, you must lose weight. No, it's not an extreme. It's a choice that you need to be honest with yourself about what needs to happen in your current reality. And the quicker that you accept transition must happen, the less it's going to be a big deal. Again, it's little steps forward every day. All right. So I like this, because yeah, but okay, so all right, so in the sky, we've, like I said, I've already spoken about that. And sorry, and blah, 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 blah. The moon is trine Venus in Leo all day. It's like 1:30 tomorrow morning. So we are wanting to beautify our situations. We are want that aesthetic pleasure. We are wanting to find pride in ourselves and our experience. Remember Venus in Leo, ladies. Get your pride back, all right? Put those gorgeous robes on, have your crown straight, all right? The moon in Scorpio, then Sagittarius, is like we're coming out of an experience. What needs to change? You know, be proud of yourself and where you're at and your accomplishments, but also be honest about what still needs to happen. All right. So in the sky, we've got that Sun, sextile Mars, and Uranus. The Uranus aspect is adding sparkles. You know, it's adding that, oh, the excitement for change. And that sextile to Mars is just giving you that little bit of courage to move forward. There's the trine to Neptune. This is the Sun, trine Neptune. So we are looking at it in a bigger picture, spiritual values perspective, and maybe also um, stopping the delusion. We're looking at it a little bit differently. And then the opposition to Pluto. It's still very weak. That's like 7 days away, all right? But, in the coming 7 days, the need to transform is only going to get stronger, all right? So the Sun, as soon as it hits Leo, is going to be opposing Pluto in Aquarius still. And, like what needs to change? It's that full Pluto moon. Like I say full moon, but that's only just so that you know exactly what's going on. The Sun is shining its light on the underworld, and the underworld is like, shit needs to change. And so you're going to be feeling this for the, in the lead up to this. All right, so, and Mercury is square Uranus, so we could be mentally pushing back a little bit with the change, but it's also trying to Chiron. So again, if we look at those healing aspects, if we look at the benefits that we're going to get out of this, then it might make it that little bit easier. And we could be using that square to Uranus as the step up, like my glutes are going to look awesome if I just, keep doing the step up, step up, step up. And, Venus is trine and sextile the nodes. So, ultimately she is looking forward. She is allowing those things to fall away from herself. So overall, a pretty interesting day, if I do say so myself. So let's draw a card. We still have the Scorpio moon cards, yay. All right, so what needs to be, how does this get summarized? What needs to be told to complete this story? Ooh, I've not had this one before. Wild. Ooh, I like that. All right. Oh, thank you, Sally. That tea was really good while I was drinking it, except for I left it steeping too long, and I was like, oh no, let's not do that today. But yeah, it definitely calmed the cough down yesterday. So oregano tea for those that didn't read Sally's input into the chat yesterday. Okay, so wild. There is a wild, untamed spirit inside of you, desperate to be unleashed. Free it and claim the gifts of energy, power, passion, and creativity that it offers you. Through suppressing your wild, succulent, outrageous, and untamed self, you dull your senses and crush your creativity. You shrink, lose your energy, and become depressed. Your relationship suffers and your rage grows. You become ashamed, hostile, cold and boring, over serious and scared. You stop taking chances and live in mediocrity, constantly trying to protect yourself. The truth is that no one can judge you, punish you, or hurt you as much as you can. Give into your wildness and stop living a sham. This part of you is sensual, provocative, truthful, courageous, bold, passionate, and alive. So set it free. Oh my God, I love that. All right, it is talking about finding a secluded place. Take your shoes off, ground, connect with untamed nature. Wow, think of your ancestors. There we go. It's like I've been saying for this whole thing, this Scorpio, the finality of this Scorpio moon up until 11:30 when it changes into Sag. And it's that facing ourselves in the mirror and being okay with what is looking back at you. All of your nuances, they are all there to teach you something. Oh, yeah, I feel better today, so thank you. So, I mean, we're all grown ups here, and I love that we all, you know, can own our own stuff. So go forth today, have an amazing day, and just don't be scared of what faces you back. Just do the right things for you in this moment. And yeah, after lunch should feel a whole lot lighter. So I hope you have an amazing day, and mwah, massive love to you. And I will see you tomorrow. I do have a reading spot available this afternoon around 12 if anybody wants that. I just felt like I needed to say that. So if that is for you, then reach out. Bye.